Have you ever stood at the intersection of your emotions, unsure whether to hold on to someone or walk away? Nights spent lost in thought, quiet prayers whispered under your breath, and a heavy feeling of uncertainty. Is this person truly meant to be a part of my life? Or is it time to let go? Life constantly shifts. People enter, and just as easily, they can exit. But how do you truly know when someone is meant to stay? How can you tell the difference between a divine blessing and a temporary test? The answer isn't found in fleeting emotions, but in the deeper wisdom of Allah's guidance. Allah, in His unmatched mercy, always leaves signs. Some are obvious, others are subtle, meant to be reflected upon with sincerity. But often, due to fear or impatience, we overlook them. Still, if we sincerely open our hearts and ask Allah for direction, we'll begin to see the path He's showing us, whether it leads us closer to someone or gently away. In this video, we'll explore 7 meaningful signs that may indicate Allah wants someone to remain in your life. This could be a friend, a potential spouse, or someone already close to you. Each sign holds divine wisdom to help you navigate love and companionship with trust in Allah's perfect plan. Make sure to stay until the end, because the final sign is the one that can completely shift how you view love, relationships, and divine timing. Take a deep breath, clear your thoughts, and open your heart to what Allah may be trying to show you. Sign 1. They bring you closer to Allah. One of the most beautiful signs that someone is meant to stay in your life is their influence on your faith. Their presence encourages you to grow spiritually, to connect more deeply with Allah, and to elevate your actions, not just your words. When you're around them, you find yourself more motivated to pray, to read the Quran, and to stay away from things that dim your imaan. Whether it's a spouse, friend, or someone you're considering for marriage, a relationship rooted in sincere faith is a gift from Allah. Real companionship isn't just about emotional support. It's about helping each other journey toward Jannah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, warned us about the people we keep close. He said, "A person is upon the religion of their close companion, so be mindful of who you befriend." This hadith is a reminder that the people we emotionally connect with can shape our character, our choices, and ultimately, our destination. So ask yourself, does this person make me remember Allah more or forget Him? If they encourage dua, forgiveness, and spiritual growth, if their presence increases your mindfulness of Allah, that's not just chemistry, that's divine mercy. Many will pass through your life, but very few will water the seeds of faith in your heart. Cherish those who do, because they're not here by accident. They're here by Allah's design. Sign 2. Your prayers keep bringing you back to them. One of the most powerful ways Allah communicates with us is through the direction our du'as lead us. When you've been asking Allah for guidance, for clarity, for goodness in your relationships, and despite everything, this person keeps reappearing in your life, it's worth pausing to reflect. Allah promises in the Quran, "Call upon me, I will respond to you." Surah Ghafir 40:60. But the response doesn't always come through loud signals. Sometimes it comes through alignment, through doors that keep opening when they should have closed, through a sense of calm that returns each time you include them in your dua. Perhaps no matter how many times you try to distance yourself, you keep being guided back. Maybe opportunities naturally bring you together. Maybe your heart finds peace after prayer when you think of them. But remember, feelings can mislead. What matters is whether those repeated signs are accompanied by calm, by positive change, by alignment with your sincere supplications. If every time you ask Allah to remove what's harmful, this person remains, it might not be coincidence. It might be protection, or even purpose. Allah sees what we don't, and His guidance may not come in the form of a yes or no, but rather in consistent direction. If your du'as continually lead you back to someone, trust that there could be divine wisdom in their presence. Sign 3. You feel peace in their presence. One of the strongest signs that someone belongs in your life is the feeling of calm they bring. When you're with them, your heart isn't racing with anxiety. You don't feel confused, emotionally drained, or spiritually disconnected. Instead, you feel still, safe, at ease. That is sakina, a tranquility that only Allah places between two souls. Allah says in the Quran, "And among His signs is that He created for you mates from among yourselves, so that you may find tranquility in them." Surah Ar-Rum 30:21. That verse isn't limited to spouses. True connection, whether in friendship or potential marriage, should bring a sense of groundedness. You shouldn't feel like you're constantly walking on emotional eggshells. You shouldn't be afraid of being misunderstood, judged, or unloved. If someone's presence silences your inner chaos, if being around them brings stillness to your heart and mind, that's something worth recognizing. But if being with them brings confusion, insecurity, or emotional distress, if you're always doubting your worth, your faith, or your direction, that's a red flag, not a divine sign. A relationship written by Allah won't steal your peace. It will protect it. It will reflect it. It should feel like a source of calm and reassurance. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, when you're with this person, do you feel at peace? Do they draw you nearer to Allah or lead you further from Him? The condition of your heart often serves as one of the clearest reflections of Allah's guidance. If being around them brings emotional stability, if their words soothe rather than stir anxiety, then maybe Allah placed them in your life as a mercy. But let's be honest. Peace doesn't mean a relationship without issues. Every bond has its struggles. Yet if even through the storms, your heart consistently returns to ease in their presence, this may be a sign that Allah wants you to keep them close. Sign 4. They keep returning against all odds. Have you ever made the choice to walk away from someone, convinced it was the right thing to do, only to find that they keep re-entering your life? You try to move on, but somehow, circumstances, chance meetings, or shared connections keep pulling you back toward each other. This isn't always a coincidence. It might be Allah's way of keeping them in your life for a reason. The Prophet said, "What missed you was never meant to be yours, and what reached you could never have missed you." This hadith reminds us that everything that comes to us, every person, every moment, is written by Allah's decree. If someone truly isn't meant for you, no matter how hard you try to hold on, the connection will eventually fade. But if despite all distance, misunderstandings, or time apart, you continue to find your paths crossing in meaningful ways, perhaps it's a sign they're meant to stay. Still, it's important to look beyond the emotional pull. If the connection encourages faith, sincerity, and goodness, it may be a blessing. But if it leads to sin, emotional harm, or spiritual instability, it may be a trial. Allah does not keep people in your life to mislead you. They're either there to teach you something or to be part of your journey. So reflect deeply. Does reconnecting with them help you grow in Deen? Does their return align with prayer, patience, and righteousness? If so, this recurring connection may not be random. It could be divine orchestration. When Allah keeps placing someone in your path, don't ignore it. Instead, seek clarity through prayer and remain mindful of your heart. Sign 5. Istikhara brings clarity, not confusion. One of the greatest gifts we have when facing uncertainty is the prayer of istikhara. It's a way of asking Allah to guide our hearts and choices, especially when we feel unsure. If you've prayed istikhara concerning someone's place in your life, pay attention to the aftermath. Do you feel more clear or more unsettled? Does the situation start unfolding with ease, or do new complications begin to arise? The Prophet taught us to perform 2 units of non-obligatory prayer, then ask Allah sincerely, "O Allah, if this matter is good for me in my religion, my life, and my afterlife, then make it destined for me and make it easy for me." Sahih Bukhari. That supplication teaches us something vital. If it's good for you, Allah will not only allow it to remain, He will make the path smooth. But if it's harmful, even if you can't see it yet, He will create distance. The key lies in surrender. You may not receive a dream or a sign, but you will notice subtle changes. Your heart will begin to feel more at ease, or the relationship will start to stabilize. Obstacles that once stood between you may start to dissolve. Those shifts, emotional and circumstantial, are signs. They're not coincidence. They're divine direction. But if, after your istikhara, your heart remains agitated, your mind clouded, and the path increasingly blocked, then it may be Allah gently steering you away. Don't look only for signs in the skies. Look within. Often the response to your prayer is the peace or discomfort that follows. If you feel stillness and understanding after your istikhara, that person's presence in your life may not be random. It may be part of the path Allah wants you to walk. Sign 6. They support you through life's trials. Life is full of tests, and Allah sends them in many forms. But in those heavy moments, when you feel overwhelmed or uncertain, sometimes Allah also sends a person who stands by your side. These people aren't in your life by chance. They've been sent to uplift you, to help you grow, and to offer comfort during hardship. Allah reminds us in the Quran, "Do the people think they will be left to say, 'We believe,' without being tested?" Surah Al-Ankabut 29:2. Struggles are part of the path. But if someone remains beside you during those storms, offering sincere support, reminding you of patience, and guiding you back to Allah, that's someone whose presence may be a blessing. Think about the difficult chapters of your life. Were they there to offer prayer? Did they encourage you to stay strong? Did their words bring calm in moments when everything felt uncertain? If yes, then perhaps they're not just a comfort. They're a mercy from Allah. Not everyone is meant to stay. But some people are placed in your life as signs of divine care. Their loyalty through hardship is a mirror of true companionship. Relationships aren't proven by how someone treats you when all is easy. They're proven by who stands firm when things fall apart. If someone has walked with you through pain, and in doing so, helped you walk closer to Allah, don't take that for granted. It may be Allah's way of telling you they're meant to stay. Number 7, their absence feels like a spiritual emptiness. This final and most significant sign asks a simple but powerful question. When this person is no longer around, do you feel a spiritual void? Missing someone is normal, But there's a distinction between missing them emotionally and feeling spiritually lost without them. If their departure has caused you to feel less connected to your faith, weakened your motivation in worship, or distanced you from Allah, then it's something worth reflecting on. The Prophet said, "The best companions are those who remind you of Allah when you see them." Ahmad. A true companion, whether a close friend, a spouse, or someone you were considering for marriage, shouldn't only add joy to your life. They should also uplift your connection with your Creator. If their presence helped you stay consistent in Salah, made you more mindful of your actions, and encouraged you to seek knowledge, then that was a mercy from Allah. If their absence now leaves you struggling with your faith, if your motivation to pray has lessened or your connection to Allah feels weaker, this may be a strong indication that they were a source of spiritual support in your life. Take a moment and ask, did they remind you to wake for Fajr? Did they help you turn to Allah during tough times? Did they inspire repentance and personal growth? If the answer is yes, then parting ways may not be the right move. But be careful. This doesn't mean any form of emotional reliance is a good thing. If missing them leads you to disobey Allah or drift into sin, that's a sign of unhealthy attachment. But if their absence leaves your heart more distant from faith, it might mean their presence was a gift from Allah, not to be taken lightly. Ultimately, everyone in our lives has a purpose. Some are sent to challenge us, some arrive to teach, and some are blessings meant to strengthen our faith. If losing someone has created a noticeable dip in your spirituality, maybe it's because they were a key part of your growth. Not everyone is meant to stay, but the ones who push us closer to Allah might be meant to remain. Relationships are a test, and Allah, in His wisdom, knows who belongs in your life and who doesn't. Sometimes you'll feel torn, unsure whether to hold on or move on. But the answer should never be rooted in fleeting emotions. It should come from reflection, trust, and sincere reliance on Allah. If these 7 signs resonate with you, don't rush to act. Turn to Allah with full sincerity, ask for clarity, and trust His decision. As He says in the Quran, "But perhaps you hate a thing, and it is good for you. And perhaps you love a thing, and it is bad for you. And Allah knows, while you know not." Surah Al-Baqarah 2:216. This verse reminds us that our understanding is limited. Allah sees the whole picture, including what lies ahead. What seems right now may be harmful in the long run, and what feels painful now may be a blessing in disguise. So let your decision be rooted in faith, not fear. If Allah is giving you signs to hold on, receive it with gratitude. And if He's nudging you to let go, do so with patience. In both cases, His plan is always filled with wisdom and mercy. Jazakumullahu khairan for watching. May Allah bless you with righteous, sincere companions and guide you to what benefits both your dunya and akhirah. Ameen. If you found benefit in this reminder, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that feeds the soul and strengthens your imaan. Until next time, may Allah keep your heart firm and your path straight.